Okay. You're on.
All right, so open seat. You have your seat belt latch, so you can close it and adjust it to size. Then if you are going to be using it into a vehicle to mount it, down here underneath the seat directly, you're going to have these mounts. Then same thing on the other side. So that's what they're going to tie down to when you go into a vehicle, if they go out anywhere, do anything. And then the other thing to know is if you ever have to move this unit, if it ever gets stuck somewhere, it dies, something happens, you have these yellow levers right in the front right here. There's two of them. When you push down on them, now you're able to move the chair around without any power. And then when you're ready to ride it, you flip them up. And that locks it.
And that's the only thing to put it into what amounts to neutral.
Neutral, correct. They call it freewheel.
All right.
Because it makes your two wheels. You have a motor on each side. Freewheel.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to use your unit once it's locked. Sometimes you'll have an issue where nothing's working. Sometimes it may be you might have caught that on something, or a strap, or your gate belt, or it could be any type of thing. It's probably one of those levers there. And the joystick will tell you that. So if I initiate one of them and I try to turn on the joystick, it's going to flash and tell you.
Got it.
And this flash code is indicating that that side motor is disengaged. So then I would put it back in, shut off the unit, turn it back on, and you would be fine to use the unit again.
Okay.
This is the joystick. So when you sit in it, forward's going to bring you forward, back's going to bring you backwards. When you're going forward, right is going to go right. And when you're going forward and left, left is going to go left. When you go backwards, though, it's going to be the reverse. So once you go backwards, it is going to go backwards, but if you go right, it's going to swing to your left.
Got it.
Go back left, it's going to swing to your right. So this is going to be one of the things you're going to learn when riding this. So I would definitely set up some chairs in an empty area or some garbage cans and just learn your way around them and moving them around.
Like an obstacle course.
Correct. So this is going to be your on and off switch. As you can see, there's no lights on because it's turned off. And then you turn it on. This is going to be your battery gauge. Right now it is fully charged. You can see the green, yellow, and red. And there's little dots. So the dots will start disappearing as the battery life is going down for the day. When you get down to the red area, I would recommend charging it then.
Do you always manually have to turn it off, or is there
This might have a timed off, so it may after 5 minutes shut off on itself. It's just a safety, and just I'm pretty sure it does that. We would have to wait, and you'll know if you leave it on, it will do it. You got a horn button down below, and then you have your speed gauge. All the way to the right is going to be the fastest. All the way to the left is going to be the slowest. And then on here you also have your controls to elevate your chair. So if you press it once, these lights will light up letting you know you can raise and lower your chair. So up will bring the chair down, and down is going to bring the chair up. Now the chair is coming up. Now the chair is going down. And then just to start riding again, you can just hit a speed button and it'll go right back into your speed.
These two buttons basically do the same thing?
Correct.
Okay. So it doesn't
in
matter
other
which
chairs, this one could be for a foot elevate. It could be for tilting action on the chair. But this chair is only set up for elevate mode. On your back side, you have an egg switch for your elevate as well too. It's just a one-touch button. So once you touch it once, touch it. There you go. The chair is going to just start going up. And if you touch it again, it'll stop. And since it already has gone up, Once you touch the button again, it's going to go down. And then again, you can stop it at any moment.
Okay.
And right now I'm letting it lower all the way down, and it's just going to bottom out at lowest level. And it stops on its own once it gets there. Vice versa, going all the way up. If you want to be all the way at the tallest point, you can just press it once and let it go until it stops at the top. On here we have a swing away joystick system. So yours, the full motion, everything can swing on it. So that's the one motion on here. Then your second motion, you can't see it, but it's underneath here. So now you can see how I move this part of the joystick here. And it's very freely to move around, but once it's in place, it sits pretty well. So all it does is just take a little force to move it over. You also have the option as well too to just flip your arm back completely if you'd like.
And both of them will flip back, or
Both arms do flip back. On this side is where I have your light attached. So directly underneath your arm is your switch for your lights. There's a line indicator. If that is down, then your lights are on. If I flip the switch, you'll see the lights go off. On, off. If you're sitting in the chair, the closest switch side to you is letting you know that it's off. If it's away from you, then you know your system is on. The chair itself is just like a regular chair in a car where you can adjust your angle height.
and then the same thing with.
And then same thing with the headrest as well too. The best position for you to get in the chair is once you're sitting in the chair, get your butt back as far as possible in the back of that chair. And then lay your head and your back completely in there. And then from there, I would recommend adjusting to what you want. Let the chair do the work. And then from there as well, position your arms down onto the armrest.
And the footrest flips up
Rest does.
for getting in and out.
Or if you do need to get up to a sink closer to stand up, if he does stand up, or to get out of it.
What about adjusting the arms and the footrest?